Hey there, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I am a Fefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. And if you are new to my channel, let me move my little T out the camera. If you're new to my channel, I'm so happy you're here, happy you landed, and I hope you like what you see. Hit that like and subscribe button if you do. I am a tarot and oracle reader, and I am also have a background in journalism, so my approach to reading is pretty down to earth, pretty like, let's look at what we think are the facts, or what we're hearing are the facts, and let's go to spirit and flesh it out a little bit more, right? I also do, I'm into personal growth. I'm a priestess, so I'm definitely into the higher level, spiritual woo-woo, personal development, all of that. I do a little bit more of that with my membership, and if you're interested in checking that out, there's a link below in the description. And even for, in general for the public, I try to do new moon and full moon pick a card readings. So we try to mix it up on the channel. And again, if my existing subscribers, thank you so very much. If you weren't here, there wouldn't be any reason for me to be here. So I really do thank you. All right, y'all. I'm going to keep this short and sweet today. 2 weeks from today, right? 2 weeks until we get to the nitty gritty and go ahead and get this election popping. I heard this morning, 15 million early voters already, right? I think this is going to be, Spirit has been giving, and a lot of other readers as well, been getting the impression this is going to be an incredible turnout. I think all of this stuff with the polls I keep hearing is, that's the media doing what the media has to do, which is have something to talk about, to keep the conversation going, to draw viewers, etc. And so don't put too much stock in that. There's, all these headlines about neck and neck, and, Kamala Harris and 45 being neck and neck, and it's just razor thin. Perhaps so. Perhaps it is going to be close, but I think what we're seeing with this turnout is an indication of things are going to go well. I really think things are going to go in Kamala Harris's favor. Little nervous about the Senate. I'm going to do some more of that later this week and early next week. I'm going to go hone in on the Senate races. If you have particular questions around Senate races, feel free to drop them in the comments. But today, you all, I want to take a look at Kamala Harris. She's got 2 weeks to go. She was on, as many of you know, she did a little whirlwind yesterday with Liz Cheney. I know many people are not a fan of hers for obvious reasons, but be that as it may, she's serving her purpose at this time. And one of the questions that Maria Shriver posed to Kamala Harris is like, how are you? All policy issues and stuff. I said, how are you? How are you managing? Because the rest of us, people are not sleeping. They're doing yoga, meditation, trying to figure out, they're doing gummies. And then she came back, she just started laughing and said, well, I'm not doing the gummies. She's like, I got to be clear-headed. But it was a really human, relaxed moment for her. I think she was, in some ways, perhaps Kamala Harris was even, she appreciated the fact that someone asked, took the time to say, hey, how are you doing? And not in a gotcha kind of way, not trying to set her up for failure, but genuinely interested in hearing that. So I do want to take a look at Kamala over the next 2 weeks leading up to the election. Secondly, I want to look at, where is Merrick Garland? Somebody tell me, please. Because, is he, someone said, I read an article said he's quiet quitting, right? Elon Musk, $1 million a day to whoever because they sign a petition supporting guns and the Constitution. And so your name, if you agree to sign this petition, your name goes into a lottery. Supposedly he's trying to spin it that there's no tie because it is illegal to buy votes, right? Come on. Like, we don't have stupid written across our foreheads, and certainly not at this point in the game, right? So we all know what that is. We know what it's about. We know that at this point, 45 does not have a good, solid ground campaign. His finances, the fundraising aspect of his campaign has really tanked in the last few months. He's been relying on a few ultra wealthy donors. What's her name? Miriam, Elon Musk himself, who's given over $75 million, and now he's doling out $1 million. But like Republicans wrote, I can't remember how many, but a sizable number of Republicans wrote to Merrick Garland and said, "Hey, this is not legal. You need to, get Elon Musk in check and do something about this." Crickets, unless you've heard something, right? So I want to take a look at that. Is Merrick Garland gonna step up here and do something to tell Elon Musk, no, sir, no, this is not appropriate, and this will not be done. So let's see what happens with that. First, let's take a look at Kamala. Actually, Spirit is saying do it in the reverse. Let's get rid of the icky stuff first, and then we'll end it on a high note. Let's do that. All right, so Spirit, Elon Musk, his American PAC or America PAC. Will the Attorney General Merrick Garland step in to address, what just came? Ace of Swords. I think he's feeling some pressure. This communication that he received, the letter, swords being communication, the fact that he did, he and the Department of Justice, the DOJ, acknowledged that they received this letter. There's no, you never told us. Can't say that. They've acknowledged it. The Ace of Swords is feeling like it's under consideration. He understands that he cannot afford to sit back and pretend that this isn't happening. The Hierophant, the government. I want more. Because I see that in two different ways. On the one hand, it feels like Merrick Garland is, in a sense, biding his time. Because even one way or another, it just feels like he's not there for long. And so it's almost like this Hierophant could be, he is the person to deal with this situation, but it's also like he's feeling, why should I at this point? Is this one more fight that I'm willing to take up after so many fights? I think Merrick Garland really got worn down, you all, between everything that's been happening with the Jack Smith cases. The Six of Pentacles. Is that him issuing a response, Spirit? Six of Pentacles. Is Merrick Garland going to issue a response or some sort of warning to King of Cups, Joe Biden? Is Joe Biden going to reach out to Merrick Garland in reference to, hey, you've got to do something about this. Why aren't we hearing from you? The Knight of Cups movement. Yes, there's going to be Joe Biden, if he has not done so already, is going to reach out to Merrick Garland like, dude, why are you radio silent when the rest of America and the world and the Knight of Pentacles, he's dragging his feet. Pentacles move slow. Knight is movement, but Pentacles moves really slow and dense and heavy, and it's very methodical. It feels like Biden is going to go to Merrick Garland like, why are you dragging your feet on this? Why aren't you, hopping on this? Like, time's a wasting. This guy's out here giving out millions every day, supposedly. And the Six of Cups. There's something here where Merrick Garland, oh my gosh, Merrick Garland almost doesn't entirely see the issue with what Elon Musk is doing. There is an argument that is being made that there is a separation between having people sign a petition supposedly to show their support for the Second Amendment right to bear arms in the Constitution. That in and of itself does not constitute voter bribery. But we all know what we see. We all know the deal. But there's something here where Merrick Garland almost feels as like, unless I know I can nail it ahead of time, unless I know for sure that I can prove that this is voter fraud, then he's trying to slow walk it and not tackle it head on, as so long as he can put it off. Five of Pentacles. That's it. And he feels very isolated. Despite Jack Smith's success and the license that Jack Smith has had to pursue his cases, Merrick Garland, as Attorney General, has felt very isolated, very much under attack. And he does not have that fighter spirit, that fighting spirit. He's no even, you think about somebody like a Bill Barr, who was in office under the Trump administration, like a pit bull. But you get my point. That just isn't who Merrick Garland is. He does not want to have to do this. And I think unless what we're seeing is, and there's the Empress Kamala Harris. Because I tell you what, Spirit is saying, if Merrick Garland does not get this thing handled, this is something that Kamala Harris will not forget. She will not forget this. Because, of course, she's clearly extremely aware of it. Everybody, you know, we all are. And so, Merrick Garland, I'm going to go to my shells. 4 cowrie shells. It's a good way to do yes or no. I've done videos on how to use them. I'll maybe do another one, but I just want to get a clear answer on this. Spirit, will Merrick Garland intervene within the next 2 weeks regarding Elon Musk and his America PAC, this $1 million a day? Will he intervene? It looks like he will, but again, there's a delay. Can you see how these landed on the table? Because the way they land matters. All right, there's a distance between them. I have 2 up and 2 down. That's an even in this system. That's an even yes. That's a yes, he will do something. But the fact that it was so spread out, and remember we saw those pentacles, he is dragging his friggin' feet. And it's as if he's almost trying to give Elon enough rope to hang himself. In other words, he would have to say something or do something during one of the presentations of these checks. Or of these $1 million gifts or whatever, lottery. He's almost waiting for Musk to do something that he can then go, aha, now we have it. This was clearly related to voting. This was clearly voter fraud, and now I can do something about it. All right, so little timing element there, and it may even be too late, folks. We're going 2 weeks out, and if that's the case, if he does not address it, Kamala Harris, that it is going to be duly noted by Kamala Harris. Merrick Garland is out of the picture. Out of the picture. All right. So now, let's look at Kamala. Next 2 weeks, Spirit. Kamala Harris. Next 2 weeks. I want to spritz the deck. Some of you won't even recognize me if I don't use some spray, right? And this is sweet rose spray that I use in case you're not familiar with it. But it's just a way to cleanse the deck, refresh my aura, refresh the energy, especially when I'm reading on something that's a little ick, and then I'm turning to something that's, not. So let's look at Kamala Harris. Next 2 weeks. How's she holding up? How's she really doing? I want to look at her mind, body, spirit. She said that verbatim when she was talking about how she's trying to take care of herself, eat right, exercise every morning. She did mention some sleeping issues. I think many of us are having those. But she said mind, body, spirit, trying to handle mind, body, spirit. Spirit. Kamala Harris, the next 2 weeks. How is she doing? Mind, body, spirit. I have Queen of Cups. She's pulling on her mother a lot. I don't know if her mother's visiting her in dreams. I almost feel like that's the case. But she needs to be mothered. Just like she is Mamala, she needs to be mothered or feel the presence of her mother over the course of the next couple of weeks as she goes through this final push towards the election. The 5 of Cups and Judgment. There's a little tiny piece of her in the back of her head that is considering the I can't even get the words out. Spirit won't let me. But the possibility of a loss. There is that part of her that's almost steeling herself for that 5 of Cups disappointment, for that sense of what do I, how would I have to go on? Judgment, the it's all done, it's all said and done, and how would I move on? But I don't think deep down, Spirit, how is she doing? Mind, body, spirit. I want 3 cards. Show me. Mind, body, spirit, Kamala Harris, the next 2 weeks. The Empress, mind. I'll show it to you. In her body, she has the Star. And in spirit, she has Justice. Woo! Can't make it up. Cannot make it up. Of all the cards, here come three major arcana back to back. That woman's got some energy with her. So mentally, you all, she is on point. I think some of this, that Five of Cups that we were seeing in that Judgment with the Queen of Cups, and she doesn't want her mother to be disappointed in her. There is a part of Kamala that for all of her strength and for all of her accomplishments, she is still that little girl in her mother's eyes. You know, that's how there's times when she sees herself that way. And there's a part of her that's looking back at her mom. Again, I don't know if it's in her dreams, her meditations, but there's this part of like, you know, I've done well, mommy, haven't I? You know, like that confirmation that she needs. She does not want to disappoint at all. She wants to absolutely succeed. So in her mind, in the next couple of weeks, she is operating full on Empress. Venus. She's a Libra, ruled by Venus. She is operating according to everything she touches turns to gold. What she envisions for the country, her desire to genuinely grow into the presidency and be able to put into motion everything that she's been talking about. So that's what's happening with her mentally. In her body, her physical space, there's the Star. Card of hope, a card of by the people, for the people, power to the people, a card where she has a foot in both worlds. The Star's energy is very much flowing in water toward the future, but it is also grounded, you know, both feet firmly planted on the ground, or at least 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water toward the future. So physically, we're going to see her, she's going to go as much as we've seen her do on the campaign trail. Superhuman strength it would seem to take to do all of the cities, the traveling, the interviews, the nonstop. She's going to do it. Another 2 weeks. And in her mind, she's like, I've gone this far. I can wrap it up. And in spirit, there's justice. She really feels this is so much more than just the office of the President of the United States for her. She really feels that she is in some way, she can be a stopgap to having utter destruction of democracy in the United States. It's as if, the way I'm getting it from Spirit, I'm going to clarify that. It's as if she not only, clearly she's running for office. She wants to win. But given her history and given her background, she genuinely feels that it's almost like the White House has become a larger magnifying glass for all the other battles that she has fought for on behalf of women, the oppressed, children, etc. She really sees this in her spirit, in her soul, as her calling, as her duty, as her mission. She is fully committed to it. I'm going to do clarifiers. The Two of Pentacles for the Empress, the Nine of Wands for her body and in the spirit, her Queen of Pentacles. That's somebody that's her mother again, helping her out. All right, so in her mind, next couple of weeks, we had the Empress. The Empress is clarified with the Two of Pentacles. This is her balancing her thoughts, her ability to be both tough and compassionate, empathetic, her ability to understand that she is still, while all of this is going on, she is still a wife. She is still a stepmother. She is still, she still has her life in addition to running for office. So there's that in her mind. I also get that she is conscious. She mentioned this. She's conscious of how much time she's having to spend apart from Doug Emhoff, her husband, for obvious reasons. He's campaigning, she's campaigning, but that Two of Pentacles, this is the mind portion, and her Empress energy, she's just acutely aware of that. And I think there's a part of her that's looking forward to having this over with so that she can spend more time with Doug and with her family. It's very important for her family. In her body, she is tired, Nine of Wands, a lot going on. Remember, we had that star, but it's clarified with the Nine of Wands. So she's gonna get this done. There is no backing down, backing off, backing out in Kamala Harris whatsoever. But maybe we can all just say a continued prayer for her strength, because this is a lot. This is full stop, going nonstop, clearly for a purpose with that star, but it is taking a toll on her physically. That was in the body. In her spirit, the Queen of Pentacles came with that justice. I feel like this is her mother, and or these are mentoring figures around her. Her ancestry. Spirit, is this her ancestry? This Queen of Pentacles, is this her ancestry? We got the moon, the divine feminine, because this is about in spirit. So we had justice, remember? We started out with justice. She's going to see this through. She sees this as a larger soul mission, her calling, truly, that she wants to see justice and she wants the preservation of democracy. Truly, truly. This is not just about, her campaigning for office. She believes this. And then we had that Queen of Pentacles. I was feeling like this is somebody, because we're in spirit. So I'm feeling like this is somebody, either some mothering figure or political figure. Even Ruth Ginsburg just came to mind. Shirley Chisholm just came to mind. Other women who have paved the way politically, who she feels tied to in some way at this time. And then we have the moon, the divine feminine. Her ability to continue to press forward up through the election, do whatever it takes, buckle down, handle that Nine of Wands, handle the pressure, handle the juggling, just asking her spirit, that Two of Pentacles, asking her family, hang in here with me a little bit, whispering sweet nothings to Doug over the phone when they, whenever she can, baby, I love you, thank you for whatever you're doing, everything you're doing for me, all of it. It's all these pieces that are fitting together, and she is absolutely fine. She does need, she definitely needs, energetically, she needs prayer. She needs us to send light and energy. So as I've said before, if you feel inclined, please light a candle, say a prayer for her. Just keep her in your thoughts to be energized, not just about winning. We all want that, but to keep her energy and to know that she absolutely can do it all. All right, you all? I hope that was helpful. I will check in with you all on these Senate races. Talk about some nail biters. Feeling pretty good about Maryland, also Brooks. Feeling interestingly good about Allred in Texas against Cruz. Not feeling so good about Mercoso Powell in Florida against Rick Scott, and then there's some others. But leave me your questions, and I'll definitely look at the Senate races either a little later this week or early next week, all right? Take really good care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon.